my situation was, this was way back in Nigeria. I had gone to see someone. There was a program I was organizing, an event, and you know, we're looking for sponsors for the event. So I had gone to see, you know, approached this guy who works in a big organization that I was looking to get sponsorship from. And well, according to what he said, was that he was a huge fan of mine, you know, when I was on DBN doing night shift. So he said I should come and see him, you know, in his house, which I did innocently. A lot of people back then said, why did you go to his house? Da, 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 da. But it doesn't matter wherever you go, wherever, rape is rape. And when I got there, he said to me, do you know I can give you the sponsorship? I can give it to you like that. So I was like, why? Yeah, that's why I'm here, so that you can tell me, you know, what to do, how I can go about it. And then the next thing, he grabs me by the neck. And I'm like, what's this about? Do you want to rape me? And he said, yes. And then threw me on the floor. And I tried to struggle a bit, but he was too heavy for me. And also said that if I didn't stay still, that he was going to get his guards, 4 of his guards, to have their turns at me. And then he had his way. And when he was done, pulled me up and pushed me out of the house. And I was like, when I got out of his house, I just stood there and I looked up and I said, God, this incident is not going to affect the way my life will turn out. I honestly don't know where that strength came from, but immediately after that, I went to see a pastor who happened to be female. And when I told her what happened, she said, it was my fault. How it was my fault, I don't know. Because I was wearing a black pair of trousers and my brother's black shirt. So it wasn't as if I was scantily dressed. But even if I was, it's not an excuse. And that made me very, very angry. I was really, really, really angry with her. And it just changed my perspective of human beings, of women, of the church, because I was really upset. I thought that I would get some compassion from her and from the church, which didn't happen. I got home, my brother saw me, I just was able to manage to tell him what happened, and he was very angry, started smashing things, you know. Was able to calm him down, told him I was all right. I had a shower, and then the next day I just got up and, you know, continued doing what I was doing. After that incident. And then years later, a long time, then I had, you know, come back to the UK, and it kept on nagging me. You've got to talk about this. You've got to talk about this. You've got to talk about this. And so I did. Went on a couple of shows, talked about it, and you won't believe the number of women that came out with all kinds of, you know, their own experiences of how they had been raped. And it was really, you know, that was really shocking. And my former boss heard, I don't know how he got to hear about it, and called me. When I saw his name, well, his number, I thought he was calling me to, you know, to offer his condolences. And the next thing, he just started warning me that I should not have mentioned, I shouldn't have mentioned his organization. How dare I? I shouldn't have. If there was anything wrong, I should have come to talk to him, blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, I thought you called me, you know, to empathize with me. And I told him, I said, sir, this conversation is ending now. And I haven't spoken to him since then or heard anything about him. But you see, that's me. I don't know where the strength came from. Like I said, I was able to pick myself up, continue doing the work that I do. But others are not so, are not that strong. They don't know where to draw their strength from. So responding to this lady's message, I think the first thing is that she hasn't healed. She hasn't healed. She needs to give herself the time to heal. Now, I say, with the young ladies, some that have been in touch with me, I say to them, there's nothing wrong with you. Whatever has happened, it's not your fault, right? It's the rapist's fault. Although we'll come to that, much later. It's not your fault. Heal. Take time to heal. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to heal, but heal. Because if you don't heal, then you can't move forward. It doesn't matter how many relationships you get into, how many marriages you get into. If you don't heal, you can't, nothing good can come out of it. And I'm not.
How do you heal? How can she heal? Because it seemed to me now she's in a rut. I mean, this happened when she was 19 years old. She's 30 now. This is her third marriage. And she thinks that it was a scene. Because somewhere, again, I went back to, I'm looking at my computer. She went back to how she was, I don't know, maybe somewhere in the past, someone told her, you were violated by a man that is not your husband. You know how people get twisted and Bible. It is twisted.
Sorry, I'm laughing at that. That's a very myopic.
Yes.
Very, very myopic. Now, you see, the thing that upsets me in situations like this, you have not been through it. So you are not an authority to say what has caused this, So I would, without trying to be rude, those kind of people should just shut their mouths.
No, they ought to, because if anything, I think they're driving these people to do or feel a certain way that they shouldn't. Someone actually said, maybe said, how do you heal? And that's what we're talking about. Like, how do you heal? For her now, she's third marriage.
She needs to talk about it.
She can't get pregnant, so she thinks it was that scene, that rape.
She didn't commit any sin. She needs to change her mindset. First and foremost, like I said, it wasn't her fault. There is absolutely no situation you are in. Rape is rape, and it is wrong. It is a violation of your body, right? So I don't care if she was just in her underwear. Even as married couples, if you say to your husband, I do not want to have sex, and he literally forces you to, it is rape. So it is what it is, right? How do you heal, right? The first thing from what I feel, what is talk about it.
Okay.
Open up. Wow. You will not get people that will understand. You will not get, you will not get people that will empathize with you, but open up and say, this is what happened.